Hello everybody, Cedric Cedar here, CRWC, and we will be reviewing AEW Dynamite that happened just yesterday. So it starts off with Jericho in the ring and then Commander comes out. So look, this started, Jericho, he mushed him a few times in the face. Commander fights back with some lunging elbow shots. And then Commander, very early on, I'm going to lower my microphone there. Very early on, uses the wrist clutch to bounce up and down on the ropes a few times before doing a front Dragon Rana throw. And I didn't care after that. It was just early on. Jericho hadn't been worn down. Jericho got to stand there looking like an idiot. And I'm like, just pull him down. Just pull him down. That's all. That's what I was saying. Just pull him down. It's too early.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, just pull him down, humiliate him, and be like, don't you ever do that crap to me, yada, yada, yada. But, anyway, Jericho wasn't worn down or anything. But at the end, Commander wins with, Commander tries another Dragon Rana move, but that's countered into the Lion Tamer for the tap out submission 14-minute match.
Yeah, way too long.
Way too long for this match. So then after that, Don Callis comes down to the ring with this doom music, no socks, sparkly shoes, and hot water pants.
Yeah.
Not
even the least bit menacing.
So Callis uses the memory of Bad News Brown or Allen as he has been in some promotions to try to entice Jericho even further to join the Don Callis family instead of just calling it the Callis family. Either case, it was kind of cool seeing it up there, but then Jericho, and I know he's like, make sure you stay together. Y'all stick together. I doubt he said anything like that. Bad news. I doubt he said anything like that. And if he did, it would have been like, we're a faction. Make sure you stay together because, man, it's a good thing y'all joined together. Now, never be seen together.
ever again.
So, yeah.
We'd never even know that they were friends.
Yep.
Until two shows ago.
So then Jack Perry, he's in a SUV and he's talking about unsafe work environment and whatnot. And then he hollers, Jesus, as he's attacked from the other side by Hook. And then Jack gets out the car. Hook grabs a hold of his hair. Perry throws an elbow, freeing him, and the hold was relinquished, and he ran around to the other side and then kicked Hook out and drove off.
Yeah, Hook got out.
Okay, it looked like he was trying to climb out to get out,
and then to open the door from the other side.
Yeah, and then get out. It looked like Jack got in and pushed him out, like the extra oomph. That's what it looked like because it looked so odd.
Jack was too busy trying to get the driver out so he could drive away.
Oh, so you mean to tell me Hook just don't know how to get out of a car?
Yeah, because not only did he get elbowed, he ran to the top of the door with his head. That's why he was all loopy. And then he had to negotiate reaching outside, opening the door, the car door with the handle outward, falling out, getting up. And that whole time, Jack was getting the driver, throwing him on the ground, and then he peeled off.
See? That's why I need Cedra at times like this, because I'm too busy typing. And then I would have to just watch it all over again. And, because I'd be listening and typing, trying to look at what I can see, yada, yada, yada. So that is awesome co-piloting right there. And so then it's Callis again. There's a promo that ends with saying that Kenny's will have to be hiding behind the Young Buck skirt. Okay. All right. Then there's another bro session going on. Cole refuses to cheat on Britt Baker with the paid females it looked like a setup in a show by either the maker of Birdemic or the production company, The Asylum.
And then the concept, the MJF is going to take 4 well-dressed females into the bathroom and have sex with all 4 of them.
And then jump cut. And he's like,
in a restaurant.
Yep. It jump cut. And he's like, woo, yeah, I did that. I was like, okay, yeah, sure. All right, buddy. Your phone?
That's my phone.
You need to get a handle on that thing.
It's new. I'm still learning it. I can't help it. Notifications come in.
Today's technology, it's learning you. So, hey, how would you? Yeah, it knows how to, get that right advertisements for you for those things that you want to look for that you haven't even tried to search for yet.
Yeah.
MJF says, well, Cole says that he'll wear the shirt so long as MJF does what he wants to do next. He's like, sure, okay, what? And is playing the new video game by AEW. Whoa. Yay. Cheap advertisement. It looks like a old school WWE game by THQ and Ukes and stuff. MJF says he doesn't want to play some game, he doesn't want to be like some virgin weeboo weirdo, people that, Americans that just love Japanese culture and society. And most of the time is what they see in anime and do a little research, but not too many go there to live. And when they do go there, is to visit because they realize, no, that's usually what happens. But there's a lot of them, because I'm speaking about the some, there's a lot of them, and they're like, oh no, I'll do everything I can to live there, and they will make it.
Yeah.
They will learn and study Japanese, and they will try to be a citizen there. Part of me is like, don't blame them. Grass is green on the other side, and you realize, no, grass is the same level of green, you just changed dirt. That's really what happens. Cole asks if MJF has ever played a multiplayer game before, and MJF says, well, you have friends to do that. It's like, oh man.
Yeah.
Tug at your heartstrings a little bit. So then they call each other cool people, and then it ends.
And they cheer.
Yep, because in the game they won the tag belts using the big rig or shatter machine, whichever you want to go for. So then we got Darby Allin and Orange Cassidy versus Sammy Guevara and Daniel Garcia. And roughly at the beginning, Prince Nana comes to the ring and tries to get Daniel to cheat with the skateboard to hit Cassidy, but doesn't go that way. Referee takes it from him on the outside of the ring, and that's where Swerve leaps from the apron. Does a side kick, runs off with Nana. Sammy hits the GTH and gets the pin on Allin because won't go watch that whole match.
Yeah.
Won't doing that.
Not interested.
Then we get Nick Wayne promo. So he trained at 9. He started training at 9. His dad died of a heart failure. That sucks. So I don't want to spend any time on that because that's an innocent thing. And, I'm not going to judge anything about him based on this. Because, just give him an e-hug or whatever you can. I don't care. I don't care if it's been 45 years, Let's see. He's looking for a father figure. He was trained by his father and Darby Allin. He knew it was, he knew that wrestling was for him when he climbed into the ring and started training at 6 months. So it's confusing when he said he started training at age 9. I don't know.
I don't know what training you could do at 6 months.
I'm like, dude, really? Yeah.
He's 18. He does not look 18.
He's 18, but he's had a few matches with Swerve a few years ago, so that means he was illegally wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for admitting that.
What are they going to do?
It's too late now. We're going to lock you up for stuff you've done that we couldn't catch you on and something that we don't even think is harmful anyway, even though people have died and been in and get injured constantly with it. Just saying. Adam Cole has an interview and Roderick Strong confronts him on if he's liking MJF. Cole says he's a pretty cool guy. MJF says that he's sick and Cole calls him and shouts, "You are not sick."
Yeah, because he said, I just saw Brian Cage walk by. I think I got the flu.
So then Big Bill and Brian Cage come out, and then MJF and Adam Cole come out, and I wrote up here, Cedra's gonna hate, because that's all she can do is hate. That's all you got. So they come in, it's MJF just mad silly.
Yes.
Just mad silly. Gotta love it.
I don't mind MJF silly. I just mind Adam Cole.
Good grief. He was wearing his wife's outfit, kinda, sorta.
Yeah, that makes it better.
As I said when we was watching it, I thought that when he and she wore that blue outfit, I thought that was so cool. Like I said, a little cringe, but I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
I thought that was awesome. Let's see. Britt Baker should have an issue with MJF trying to get her man to cheat on her.
No, she shouldn't have no issue because her man said no, so it's squashed. But I don't like what you try to do to my man. No, don't do that.
No. I don't like what you're trying to do to our relationship. See, that's pride in your relationship.
That's pride in your relationship, but Adam Cole did what he was supposed to do.
Yes, he did.
He said no. You leave it at that.
And I like the MJF was like, if the cameras, we could just turn those off. That's, we ain't got to keep them on. He's like, no, I love Britt. I'm not gonna do anything to hurt her. And he's like, man, you're so brave. Yeah. Look, MJF, it was announced way back that he had, his fiance and all that, right? And then he comes out on Dynamite kissing the girl and having the girls all around him. I was like, well, that's not going to last.
He only kissed one girl.
He got all in her mouth.
Mm-hmm.
He got in her mouth. So, yeah.
That could have been his woman.
It could have been. But when someone gets up there and starts saying, I'm going to do what I want to do, how I want to do it, and no one can do anything about it, and that's how they've always spoken, they done told you who they are.
Hey, man. Maybe he's got money. Whatever it is, it's on them.
Yeah. So MJF cracks me up. He, waiting for the boom, and he just started. He got so hyped. That was funny.
Yes.
That was epically funny. He gets in. Rick Steiner run around, drops down. Adam Cole, baby taunt.
The way you point at yourself with your thumb.
Looks so cool, dude. You pointed at yourself, not somebody else. It was yourself, dude.
And your thumb.
Rob Van Dam promo made somebody sound so stupid.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, he oversimplifies everything. He just cuts you down so easily.
No, he don't oversimplify it. He explained it exactly the way it is.
You spit that water. Man, no one spits water like you. Triple H broke.
Wasn't nothing special about it. It ain't like he had pyro or no. It was just spitting water. It's like, funny, damn, that sounds lame as hell. That's the
only person I've ever seen that actually made Triple H break character and laugh at the heat of a promo. I have not seen anyone else do that. If anyone out there can recall Triple H breaking for someone during a promo like that, let me know. Try to find it, clip it, something. Let's see. So, when Adam Cole unveils that he's wearing the shirt, the crowd pops for that.
Mm-hmm. So
then, it's time to get to the match. So MJF tries to slam Bill, but he crumples, tags Cole, who does 10 push-ups. MJF gets back in the ring with Bill, who tells him he can't let Cole show him up like that in front of everybody. So Bill talks MJF into doing push-ups only to stomp on him, so that got the crowd angry. Then Bill rips the shirt off and wipes his butt with it, and MJF, he bows up at the disrespect, and he bites Bill on the hand.
Yep.
And then he gets the body slam on him.
Yay!
So that was good. Yep, the crowd popped like crazy for that. And then MJF, he got the hot tag. It was an odd as he just rolled over Cage's body to do so. But MJF, he called for the double clothesline. The crowd is like popping for that. But Cage hangs on to the ropes. Bill gives them a double clothesline of his own. After breaking him down and giving double foot jabs, Cage gets a double clothesline on them too. So you got Bill and Brian Cage who got double clothesline on the ones that's supposed to be trying to do the double clothesline. So I like the comedy of that.
Yes. Because MJF is really, really wanting this double clothesline.
And the crowd he got the crowd wanting it.
Yeah.
Now that they're going to pop when they do that double clothesline. They are going to pop. And I swear someone's done this bit before.
Oh, really?
I can't remember who. Yes, I can't remember who. But MJF got the Heat Seeker on Cage, and then the Shining Wizard from Cole. 1, 2, 3. I called who was going to lose in the beginning anyway.
Yeah.
And the reason I called it, I'm going to tell you why I called it, and this might sound silly, okay? If it does sound silly, that's all good, but this is why. Because when the match was starting, it was starting off with Big Bill in the ring with MJF. And that let me know that Big Bill and the way that, he was interacting with MJF, they're cool. They're all right with each other. They converse. He won't conversing like that with Cage. He could have. He was conversing like that with Big Bill. So I was like, Big Bill is not going to be the one that they get the pin on. He wants Mr. Get My Stuff In to get pinned.
Okay. Hey, I'm okay with that.
That was my reasoning. So then it's, let's see, they both have mics. Crowd seems okay with it. MJF asks if they're any devil worshippers. He gets a moderate pop.
Yeah.
Then he tells Cole, do the thing.
Yes.
And the crowd is chanting, do the thing. And then he does. They all pop for that.
Massively.
MJF hypes up the double clothesline. Adam Cole asks if it's story time. Ask anybody if they want to hear story time. They hype up that they could, take this and win the tournament and win the belts. I would have hyped up for MJF. I would have, if I were Cole, I would have said, I am going to make this man a double champion. That would have been something. But I'm going to call something out because that was the end of it. If they stay as a team, it'll be a shock. And it'll be cool. So it'll be a pleasant surprise. But if they don't, if they're going to break up, I'm going to tell you how they're going to do it. Because they're going to be, do the thing. And that's when he's going to nail Adam Cole. Just throwing it out there. That's when and it's going to be after the match. It's going to be after they win.
We will see.
Yep. You just have to see how it go. So then Jake Hager talks with Jericho, and Jake hands over the hat that he loves so much because he doesn't know what Jericho's going to do.
He talked about saving his life in Abu Dhabi. The hell is he doing with Abu Dhabi?
He was trying to save Normal.
Normal is the only one who goes to Abu Dhabi. And she goes there in a suitcase, so maybe Jericho got shipped there.
Who knows? Maybe.
You gotta eat cookie if you know who Normal is.
Yep. So now we got the Owen Hart tournament. Ruby Soho versus Sky Blue. Sky Blue. This opens up. Sky Blue slams Soho's face onto the apron. This did not happen that long from the beginning of the match. And I was like, here we go. But when she hit, the way her body hit that apron, because the apron's the hardest part of the ring, you can hear the floorboards under that mat rattle.
Yeah. She hit hard.
Yes. Then Storm slams Blue's face into the steps, but she was holding her knee later. And I'm like, when I think back on it, I'm like, okay, we had the rear view. We didn't have the side view. So it looked like she just slammed her face to the top of the steps.
Yeah, that's what I was giving her to correct it. She didn't slam her face. She ran her knee into it. So my mouth. So that she flipped over it. So she did, plausibly hit her knee, but it wasn't just like the typical face slam on the steps. Okay.
And then I wrote that the referee ejects Storm instead of disqualifying her for physical interference. And Soho should have been disqualified. That's how that should have went.
Is it different because they were outside the ring?
No.
Okay.
Oh, it's never different. No. In Japan, it might be something. In Mexico, it might be something. In Peru, Puerto Rico, it might be something. In China for Middle Kingdom wrestling, I think their rules are more like NWA traditional rules, with some leniency here and there, depending upon what storyline is going. But that's what I pretty much remember. After that, Ruby works the knee for a bit, but Blue fights back, turns the match to about 50-50. And then in the ropes, they got tangled up. Blue went for that Yoshi Tonic, It seemed like. Or maybe she was going for a cartwheel into a O'Connor roll, but she just slowly, haphazardly slid down Soho's body.
Yeah, we don't know what the fuck she was on.
Yeah, and Soho had to grab her and figure out what to do and then get her into a half crab.
It was terrible.
It was bad.
It was terrible.
And then Blue hit her old finisher, but face planting Soho, and then eventually Soho got her finisher and got the win. Like I thought she would. Like Blue ain't gonna beat Soho.
Nope.
So far, the only miss that I've gotten in this tournament was Punk and Joe.
Yeah,
that's the only miss. And even back then, if you go listen, I said it could go either way because he hasn't beat Joe, and Tony Khan, the way he'll hype up that, never won, and then now you will win. Because he doesn't know how to do things right. It should have been Joe versus Starks, but
should have been Joe versus Hobbs. Well, should have been
Hobbs versus Punk. See, there's so much that could have happened. It would have been great, but this, put it like this, I didn't want it to be Punk because if it was Punk, it would have been too predictable. And I didn't want it to be too predictable. But so far, oh crap, right? But
exactly.
But still, regardless of that, it's downright eye candy. It's entertaining. It's must-see wrestling TV. So I'm good. I'm still good with it all. Just, Samoa Joe can do no wrong.
Do no wrong.
So then
just
we get
in case you didn't know.
We get the QTV Harley Cameron's video skipped.
We didn't watch it.
Skipped.
Didn't want to.
Yup. Damn that. So then we get Nick Wayne versus Swerve Strickland, and Swerve gets no entry. Yeah, there's your star. There's your dude. There's your mega heel. No entry, no nothing.
Nope.
And he's first in the ring, so he's the challenger.
Yeah.
Why? Anyway, so opening part of the match,
he's doing his thing.
Yeah.
He's arms and legs. It just like there's a bunch of arms and legs going all over the place.
But I gotta say, this dude turned his back to Swerve and just forever, just turned his back. If I'm fighting somebody, I ain't gonna turn my back like they done.
He was just turning back. I was soaking in the crowd. Just soaking it in.
I'm like, come on, noob. Now I'm gonna say this because I
am so sorry.
What in the world?
Turn it off. I did turn it off. I was checking for a text and it came on.
We're doing a show. Why are you looking for a text?
Because it chimed and mom's on the train.
We're professionals, folks. So I'm gonna say this. This Nick Wayne in the beginning. I had seen one of his matches, and it was slightly more than 2 years ago, and I haven't seen anything different. But he kept moving in the ring.
Yes.
He would not stop moving. That's a good thing. But there are points where you got to stop moving so the crowd can catch up. So, pacing is needed.
Pacing he does not have.
He will not have it. He will not. As Conan and them say, wild horses got to run. That's number one.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, it seemed like no matter if his dad was a traditional wrestler and did well by him, Darby Allin isn't a traditional wrestler. And anyone who's been training about 15 and 20 years ago, they basically train, just spot monkeys. Get the moves, do the moves, get your stuff in, go home. Not ring psychology. Ring psychology means a lot. You need pacing, timing, and ring psychology isn't what you think. It's leading the people on. It's making sure that those who believe keep believing, and those who are questioning will lean towards believing. That's ring psychology. What makes sense? People should look at your match and say, I wouldn't do that in a fight. Like, stand there and turn your back.
Yeah, with your arms out.
Stuff like that. Now, okay, I'm going to get through this real quick because I didn't take much. At some point, Nick Wayne, he hit an avalanche poison Rana, and Swerve bounced like crazy for that. And then he did a rope run cutter for a 2 count. Then got back on the top ropes again. And when he tried an avalanche Frankensteiner, Swerve hit him with a stiff power bomb from an avalanche, and I mean straight from the top.
Yeah.
Okay. Lower my mic.
Hey, he accordion and then bounced back up onto his knees, kind of.
Yes, he did. And so then ultimately, Swerve got the JML driver and got the pin with that. So listen, a lot of people love what they saw in the ring by Nick Wayne. Okay, I don't begrudge you. No, I don't. Cool. I mean, kudos, right? For me personally, I didn't see anything impressive
or different.
I didn't see any pro wrestling.
It wasn't clean.
I didn't see any pro wrestling. I didn't see any pacing. It was 100 miles an hour from jump, doing stuff, going in and out the ring. It didn't have any psychology. It just had, let's get to the next move.
It was almost like he was just flailing about.
Yes. And everything else. Okay, Jay Lethal's move. And then in a big match, Will Ospreay's move. In a big match, still, all I saw was just big moves. I didn't see any pro wrestling. In the opening of the match, yeah, they did some groundwork, but that was legitimately led, controlled, and manipulated by Swerve.
And Swerve
is a beautiful ground wrestler.
And it didn't last long.
It didn't last long. It's like, we gave you enough, now let's do this because we don't want to bore the crowd. Yeah. If a crowd, watch Collision, watch NWA, crowd don't get bored.
Nope.
Don't get bored. And that's just wrestling. That's just good wrestling. So Nick Wayne lost his debut match, and it was a very long match, and it should have been about a 5-minute match. But when you are all about moves, your matches got to be long because you're not doing anything of absolute damage. So, and he's too small to be in there with someone like Swerve. He need to be in there with someone like Guevara or Garcia, Darby Allin.
Yeah, that's the size. He's a very thin dude with no power behind the one elbow we saw.
Yep. Now we get to the main event match. Oh wait, it's not a match. So Callis comes to the ring alone to name the final person in the cage match for his team. He verbally runs down Omega, who comes out to the ring in training shorts. And then BCC attacks from someplace.
Yeah, they jumped out of the bushes. I don't know where they came from.
Kenny fights them off. Pac shows up, knocks Kenny down, and Pac announces that he's the 5th person. I'm like, you don't have to, dude. We see you there.
We got it.
It's obvious, but you got to make the verbal statement. I get it. I understand. It's official. So okay, no problem with that. And they plan to Pillmanize Kenny's neck. Like, got any last words? Yeah, we're not alone. The call is coming from in the house. So, they all turn their attention to the large screen, and it's Ibushi Kota. And I put in parentheses as predicted. And then the Elite run in to save Kenny. And, they almost killed Kenny.
Kenny did a really long, breathy promo
that I didn't care for.
Talking about love and friendship.
Like it's going to be Yeah, we're going to throw all that out the window. It's going to be bigger than that. It's going to be more important than that. And then, hold up. And at the end, Callis, it's going to be me and you. And then there you go. It goes off that way. Yeah. And we're like, cool. And
that was abysmal.
Yep. So that's going to do it for the review. Thank you for hanging with us here on Spreaker. As a matter of fact, hanging us with here on YouTube as well, because that's where I'm also going to put it. I'm going to put it up to YouTube and on Twitter. So thank y'all for listening up there. This has been Cedric and Cedric for CRWC Commentary, our review of AEW Dynamite this past Wednesday. And with that, y'all stay safe, stay chill, be cool out there, and see you next time.